Reflecting back at your high school graduation, was there anything that you desired to learn during your time in school but in fact didn't? My purpose today is to inform you all about the benefits of implementing real life skills in the high school classroom setting. This talk is divided into three main parts. To start with, I'd like to discuss what classes should be offered and why they each hold importance and value. Then, I will cover how the broad options for classes offered can affect students' attendance and academic interest. Finally, I will be looking at how learning these skills in school can impact an individual's personal development. I will be happy to answer any questions you have at the end of my presentation. Our educational experience creates a foundation for our future. While adulthood comes with no instructions, we have the opportunity to help students prepare for the next stages of their life. Some may say that it's not the school's place to teach these skills. It is the parents' duty to fulfill this obligation to educate their children on issues like this. Why rely on the school system? Some students rely on the structure of the school setting and don't have a stable home life. Learning at school is their only form of education. I think it's important to remember that not everyone's family dynamic is the same, and some students may rely on the school system for all forms of education. As a former high school student, I acknowledge that most schools articulate a robust curriculum that focuses primarily on math and science. While criteria being taught is beneficial for our everyday lives, I, along with many other former high school students, believe classes should all be altered to target the necessary tools for adulthood. I'm here today to elaborate on why. Unfortunately, most students graduate with limited knowledge on how to face the expectations of the real world. While education is continuously evolving, the need for skills to navigate through adulthood remains. The main purpose of education through a school system is to condition students to become independent and responsible members of society. Implementing real-life skills into the curriculum would allow students to graduate with a concrete understanding of how to function and manage conditions such as financing, politics, government, and career exploration. This brings me to my first point: what classes should be offered and why they are important. Financial classes would prepare them for the obligation they are held to for college and essential bills. Personal finance and budgeting could help students understand the responsibility and how to plan for upcoming bills. Personal finance involves the management of money, which can help you understand how to budget and save. This could encourage individuals to save with the understanding of how much money is coming and going. Math and algebra teach you the basic concept of calculating numbers, but doesn't teach you about money management. Students then leave school not knowing how to read a bank statement or balance a checkbook. Introducing banking and how to build your credit is important, especially when it comes to buying a car, a house, or taking out a loan. Educating students about loans and grants is crucial, especially since college is right around the corner for most. They understand that having bad credit can have a negative impact, but often don't know the details of how. When enrolling in college, meeting a financial advisor is often the first step when enrolling. Students lack the knowledge of loans, grants, and scholarships. Understanding the importance of building credit intertwines with loans. Having a bad credit can result in a denial or an increase in interest rate for a loan. This can be an auto loan, a loan for a house, a student loan, a personal loan. Having bad credit can also affect your insurance rates. A lot of young entrepreneurs who want to pursue business or investment, they often don't understand the stock market. Soon enough, they'll be the age to file for taxes. The concept of our tax system is essential when shopping, working, if you own property. Understanding our tax system gives you intel on how important it is for building communities. These classes, if offered, will build the students' financial literacy. Government and politics are part of our everyday lives. Taxes, banking, and loans, as I mentioned earlier, are affiliated with politics. Since politics impacts multiple choices we make in our lives, we should take the time to understand it. Doing so can determine what better choices to make pertaining to issues much larger than finances. Politics are controversial. It is important at this age to allow them to be exposed to opposing views, to create personal conviction, and allow them to express their own opinion. This creates a base for understanding their own political beliefs and ideology. It is important at this age to learn the basics of politics because when they graduate, they are the age to be able to vote and can do so in an informed manner. It is a great threat to our democracy not to vote, or to vote uneducated. According to a recent PBS article, only 58% of voters were determined eligible in the 2016 presidential election, even though the polls received the record voter turnout. Understanding your government should be a priority for everybody. Civic engagement is valued in communities to better the public good. This should be practiced throughout all of their education. The Constitution is an important document that can educate students on their rights and encourage them to exercise them. Offering an introduction class to politics in the Constitution can enhance their political literacy. This could also lead them into the consideration of politics or a government position for their career path. Career exploration can increase individuals' ambition and grit. This will enhance motivation because it will be based on interest rather than a mandatory class. In some areas, alternative facilities and campuses are offered to those who want to explore in a specific career field. This process can increase their goal-setting abilities and make them really think about their future. Classes that influence communication, writing, and speaking will strengthen their abilities needed for jobs and in their everyday life. They can advocate for themselves or a loved one if they master speaking skills. They can get a job promotion due to the excellent communication techniques they've endured. Writing is a huge part of any job industry, whether it be filing a report or writing a speech. Career prepping can help them make decisions in high school to align with their desires for their future. They'll be able to determine what colleges they want to go to and what they're looking for. They'll be able to determine their area of interest and focus on what skills are required. Which leads me to my next point, how the broad options for classes offered can affect a student's academic interest and attendance. When approached with a choice, every teen feels they're in control, and that is what every teenager wants, right? To feel in control of their life. Implementing these classes will motivate students to make initiative to build their future and obtain the proper skills needed for reality. Presenting diverse class options that will benefit their future and support them in the real world after high school can motivate them to take school more seriously. Therefore, they will be intrigued to go to school because the classes were chosen by interest while encouraging a successful future. You want their education to be a transformative experience while promoting their well-being. In order to do so, we need to implement strategies that support the relationships and learning opportunities needed to promote their well-being. Schools need to address adversity and support resilience to enable learning and help students to find a successful path to adulthood. So far, we have looked at what classes should be offered and why they're important, as well as how broad options for classes can affect a student's attendance and academic interest. Now, I would like to look at how learning these skills in school can impact an individual's personal development. Graduating, knowing you have all the tools required to build the foundation for your future, gives you great confidence. The Learning Network surveyed about 300 students. If you look at the second slide after the title page, you'll be able to identify what these students entailed can improve our American education system. According to Amanda Ripley from the New York Times, in America, we have 50% unemployment rate for high school student dropouts, with every 1/4 teenager being the ones who drop out. There are limited jobs that will accept hire without a diploma. The risk of teens dropping out with the idea that they think it is stupid or useless information or a waste of time, which is unfortunate that students come to that conclusion. To support this theory, I provided a graph from Statistica on the next slide that indicates the increase in high school dropouts. The survey indicates an age ratio that's from ages 16 to 24, with the time frame of the years 2000 to 2019. Let me end by saying education needs to be valued, needs to be prospered as important, and the students need to have the desire to continue attending. How do we fix this? By implementing real life skills in the classroom. Thank you.